Uh, uh, Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be updating you on some more latest news. This is now regarding Lucas Moura now from Paris Saint-Germain. We know Paris Saint-Germain, I've got Kylian Mbappe on form, we've got Neymar on form at this moment in time. And PSG, are a team that, invested a lot of money, in the August window. They got the Neymar deal, the structure in the deal for Mbappe, who is currently on loan with PSG. And they've never won the Champions League, and basically this is PSG's aim to try and get this Champions League. But they've got a player who I think they've had for 4 years now at Paris Saint-Germain. He's called Lucas Moura from Paris Saint-Germain. He's 25 years of age, as I said. I think he's been at the club 4 years. But actually, apparently now he's on Arsenal's radar if Ozil goes or if Sanchez is to go in January, because each player would become a free transfer next summer if they are not to sign a new deal. And Ozil at Arsenal is yet to sign a new deal, and it's been confirmed. There's no been negotiations going on. There's been no discussion between Arsenal and Ozil apparently since February, and he did say Mourinho were interested in having talks regarding the player, because Ozil, worked under Jose Mourinho, Real Madrid, and they were absolutely fantastic together. And Ozil, we know he hasn't got a good record against the big clubs, but he can provide assists, and he's created more opportunities since he's come to the Premier League. And we know Arsenal had paid £45 million for him. I think it was the highest paid fee for a German player back then, and he's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons with Arsenal. But I think he's been demanding a higher salary in his wages. Mesut Ozil, but he's a very good attacking midfielder. Is Mesut Ozil, and we know he's been in Bundesliga for 5 years. He's been at Schalke. He's been at Werder Bremen as well. Let me just find me secret there. Love to smoke this while I'm on my channel. But he would become a free transfer next summer, would Mesut Ozil in the process of it. But Arsenal could still lose Jack Wilshere as well to West Ham, that I've heard. And Arsenal, generated a lot of money in the August window, so Arsene Wenger, signed a 2-year extension as well. He'll have to have plans for the January transfer window as well. But Arsenal obviously are looking for replacements for Sanchez or if they're to go. Because Sanchez, looks likely he's going to go maybe next summer on free, or he's going to go in January. Real Madrid are reportedly interested. Apparently, as I did say, what the press were reporting, that the agent of Sanchez has been in discussions with Madrid. Perez has even approached his representatives as well, apparently. And apparently now Real Madrid could be his next destination, even though City had been heavily linked with him through the August window, but City could still get the play in January. But Arsenal would have let Sanchez go if they'd have got a replacement. Lamar was their main priority target through the August window, but they still may revive the interest in Lamar in January. But Arsenal have got other targets as a possibility as well, rather than Lamar, who was their main priority target throughout the window. And as we know with Sanchez, he said he wanted Champions League football. Bayern Munich had been interested. Even Paris Saint-Germain had been interested. Man United had been slightly interested. And, Arsenal could have cashed in, 50, 60 million pounds. And this is what City offered. They could have cashed this in rather than, lose 30, 40 million pounds in January. Rather than they could get 20 million from him in January, but they could have got 50, 60 million pounds for him back in August. They had their chance, but obviously Arsenal couldn't find that replacement, or Arsenal prepared to take that financial risk and let him go next summer for free, because he's been demanding £400,000 a week. He rejected £300,000 a week from Arsenal, but I still think he may go to Manchester City, considering the amount of money they've spent. Real Madrid, surprisingly, still want another striker, because they only bought, I think, 2 or 3 players in the window. They generated a lot of money as well, and you'd think for a club of Real Madrid's size, they'd have spent a bit more money. So obviously they're going to coughed plans in January as well to get quite a few players into their team. But yes, as I do keep saying, Sanchez, I still think he's going to leave Arsenal. He's obviously won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons of Arsenal. He wants Champions League football. Arsenal have not got it. Reason up the ranks with under knees. But I just think Pep Guardiola and Sanchez have a fantastic bond together, as they've proven at Manchester City. So that could mean he could still make the move to City in January, or he could even still make the move to Real Madrid. I'm not sure yet, but I think from Arsenal's perspective, if they are to offload him, they will soften the stance as long as they can get that replacement on the board. And it looked so they were going to get Lemar. Well, Lemar, Arsenal had been discussions, he'd approached his representatives. Arsenal in the region had 2 bids rejected from Monaco because Monaco generated so much money in the August window, losing the majority of their players. And Monaco were just reluctant and resisted to offload Lemar, and it was Arsenal's main priority target. And then after a while, Arsene Wenger classified it as dead. And as I said, Liverpool had come in. They offered 55.66 in the process of putting about 76 million bid in, but didn't materialise. And Liverpool had 2 bids rejected as well. And I think Liverpool had held talks with Monaco over this. He can play. He's a good player. He's young. He can play in the middle. He can play anywhere on the left. He's very, very good for France as well as Thomas Lemar. But he did admit early on in the summer he did want to make the move to the Emirates, and then right at the end when Liverpool came in, Arsenal had put £92 million in after Liverpool had 2 bids rejected. It had been accepted, but apparently the press was saying Lemar preferred the move to Anfield than the Emirates. But Wenger currently dispelled the myth, basically, saying that he's not like he didn't want to make the move to Arsenal. He just decided to stay with Monaco. So, there'll be teams probably reviving their interest in Lemar in January, and he's a young age prospect as well. But Arsenal have still got other targets. And now this is about Lucas Moura. Yes, I'm going to mention him now. He's a player that risen up the ranks for Juventus. He's a player that's been at Sao Paulo before. He made 74 appearances and scored 19 goals for them. He is 25 years of age, and apparently, back in 2012, actually Man United and Inter Milan were interested in Lucas Moura at the time. But it did confirm that Paris Saint-Germain, I think, had got him in 2012 or it was 2013, and they did pay £38 million for Lucas Moura, if I can actually pronounce his name right. Since he's been at PSG, I think he's been there now 4 years. He's made 147 appearances and he has scored 32 goals. But the press is saying now Arsenal are reportedly interested in signing him as a replacement of Sanchez or Mesut Ozil in the process. But he's a player that at Paris Saint-Germain he's really finding it hard now to really get game time. He's getting lack of game time. He's getting subbed off a lot recently. He's Lucas Moura, especially now with PSG getting the sign of Mbappe, getting the sign of Neymar. It's hard for him to get the first team football that he wants, and the player may feel unsettled with Paris Saint-Germain. He's only made 1 start this season. He did score 1 goal. Last season, I think he scored. I think he made 29 appearances. He scored 12 goals and 12 goals, and I think he produced 5 assists. And I think in all competitions last season, he scored 19 goals and provided 11 assisted the play. But he's been at Paris Saint-Germain, I think now 4 years in the process. He does look a pretty decent player, to be quite honest with you. He's a very quick. He's a very good mobile winner. He's quick. He's powerful. He's creative. He's also good in the air. He's very, very versatile. He can play in numerous positions. His accelerations, his pace on the ball is very, very good. He's got excellent dribbling skills. And, he looks a very, very good player. He can play as a forward as well, a midfielder. He can even play as an attacking midfielder. Can this play. But since he's been at Paris Saint-Germain, he is actually since he's been at Paris Saint-Germain, he's actually made. I think Paris Saint-Germain he's actually made all in all 1,212 appearances. This is all in all. I think this is in all competitions, and he has scored 44 goals as the player as well. And back at Salou Palou in all competitions with Salou Palou before he went to PSG, he made 128 appearances and scored 33 goals. So he does look a promising player, and he's won, Paris man, won numerous Liga 1s. He's won about 4 or 5 Liga 1s with them. Cop de la Liga quite a few times, Cop de France a few times. And he's also a player he's won best player of the year, best midfielder. He looks a very, very good player, and it did report early on in the window. It wasn't only Lucas. It did report early on in the window that a few teams have been interested in Julian Draxler from PSG. He's a player that's only been at PSG though since January, so I think PSG would want to keep him there at least for another season. Julian Draxler. Julian Draxler's a youngster. His crossing ability was fantastic last season. It was very, very good. His cross success rate was good. Very, very good for Germany as well was Julian Draxler. And he risen up the ranks fantastically well with Schalke. PSG had only bought him though in January from Wolfsburg as well. So PSG may want to give him another season. Arsenal were reportedly interested in him as well. Liverpool were reportedly interested in Draxler. So too Manchester United had a slight interest as well. But we know PSG still, they have offloaded a couple of players, but due to their pursuits of Mbappe and Neymar, and plus Dani Alves in the mix, I still think they need to offload some players, to avoid financial fair play regulations. And this is what I'm saying. But they have raised quite a bit of money for some of the departures of their players. Obviously, they offloaded Matuidi, they've offloaded Sergio Aurier. I thought Di Maria could have possibly maybe gone in August because Barcelona were linked to him as well, but didn't materialise in the process. But Arsenal reportedly interested in Lucas Moura. As I did keep updating you, it was about Benzema earlier. Even Arsenal could get Benzema as a replacement for Alexis Sanchez as well. So they've got quite a few players on the radar of Arsenal as a potential replacement for Sanchez. Benzema, risen up the ranks with Lyon. He was there, I think, about, was it 4 or 5 years? I think all in all, he did score about 66 goals, and he's now been at Real Madrid now about 9, I think it's 8 or 9 years, something like that. He scored, I think, 122 goals in Liga 1. I think all in all, he scored about 181 as Benzema, but he's won the Champions League, Real Madrid. He's won Liga 1 Real Madrid, I think Copa del Rey Real Madrid, and with Lyon he did very, very well. He won quite a few honours with Lyon as well, did Benzema. But yes, he's very quick, he's good in the air, he's skillful, he's competitive, he's Benzema. He's a good prolific goal scorer, when he's on form as well. But the press were reporting earlier that Dan Boll, the Spanish publication, actually reported earlier on that Real Madrid could be keen to offload Benzema, because obviously Sanchez is on Real Madrid's radar. Potentially Kane apparently is on Real Madrid's radar as well. So they may be keen to offload Benzema if they can either get Kane or Sanchez. So Arsenal may put their interest in if he is available. The press actually reported he could be available, Benzema, for £44 million, and he comes to an end of his deal in 2019 as well. There's Benzema, and I think this season so far he has made 3 appearances, hasn't scored yet, and last season I think he scored 11 goals for Real Madrid in Liga 1 as well. In La Liga, did Benzema. But we will see what happens in the process of that, as I do keep updating you. As I said, the press reporting, obviously we know about Harry Kane, Tottenham, well, I don't know if he featured in their game against Barnsley. Harry Kane, he's won the Golden Boot for the last couple of years, Apparently Real Madrid are interested. I know Tottenham, have been very consistent for the last couple of years, and I just can't see Tottenham willing to offload Harry Kane, their most prolific goal scorer. Obviously, we know Tottenham have got a backup striker in there now. They've got Llorente in there as well that they got from Swansea. And Kane's won the Golden Boot last couple of years. He's now scored 80 goals in the Premier League for Tottenham. All in all, 103 goals now. Scoring his 100th goal against Tottenham. Everton, should I say, the other week, Harry Kane. But I wouldn't say he's the best striker in the world, but I definitely would say he's the best striker now in the Premier League. And he won't come cheap, even if Tottenham even say he's for sale. Tottenham would get a staggering amounts of money for the player if he was to be for sale. He'd be worth at least £100 million this day and age. The way that the player is performing. Harry Kane, we know he's been on loan a couple of times. Leicester, Norwich, Leyton Orient. Didn't do well for Norwich. Didn't even score a senior goal for Norwich. I think he scored some goals for Leicester, scored some goals for Leyton Orient, and he's risen up the ranks fantastically well. And I think he's made fantastic progression over the 2 or 3 years now with Tottenham. In the last 2 or 3 seasons with Tottenham, he's progressed fantastically well. He did struggle before, when he was young. He struggled in the Tottenham academy. Did Harry Kane, but he's become now one of the best strikers in the Premier League. And Tottenham, still struggling at Wembley. They've had 2 wins now. 2 wins now at Wembley in the League Cup, in the Champions League, but they are still yet to win there in the Premier League. And for me, I think Tottenham are a good team. I think they've got some very good youngsters. I think they've got a very good team at the moment of Tottenham. So I do think they are a very consistent team. But apparently, it's a plan B for Real Madrid if they apparently fail with the pursuit of Alexis Sanchez. So we will see what happens about that guys in the situation. What else was I going to say? But yes, with Lucas Moura, as I keep saying, Man United, Inter Milan were interested in the player in 2012. Paris Saint-Germain, I think, has signed him in 2013 for £38 million. I think it was £38 million. I think it was that at that moment in time, it was PSG's most expensive signing was Lucas Moura, and he has made a massive impact. But now, the amount of money they spent in the August window, with Mbappe's arrival, Neymar's arrival, it may be hard for him to get in the mix and play first team football. So he could come to experience the Premier League. But Arsenal apparently are interested. I don't believe everything the press says, but whether it's true, whether it's false, they like to pull the traffic in sometimes. We still report on what has been mentioned, in the press, as we always do on this current channel. So for me, yeah, we'll see what happens about that. He's a right winner, he can play. He's a versatile player. He's quick. He's good in the air. He's a good mobile winger. He can create as well. He's good at providing assists. So he looks a promising, good 25-year-old player that's risen up the ranks fantastically well. He is quite tall as well. Not very tall, but he is a bit. He's quite tall as well as this player. We'll see if there's any more transfer rumours to update you with. I updated you with the Angel Gomez earlier on, didn't I? He's not yet to sign a professional contract. He's waiting for him, and he's made one appearance in the Manchester United senior team, the first team, should I say. He's made a first appearance, and he's the youngest ever player to make his debut since Duncan Edwards. But as I did say, he's not yet to sign that professional contract. It said Barcelona linked to him, Juventus linked to him, and he was due. He's only just turned 17, and he was due to actually sign this professional deal on his 17th birthday. Was Andrea Gomez, but it never materialised. So I hope we don't lose him because Jose Mourinho. We've had good news. He's got a lot of youth in the team. He's bolstered his youth academy up as Mourinho. It's good that we've got Ibrahimovic returning in December. Obviously, we know we've got Marcus Rojo, that's still out. Luke Shaw coming back's very, very good. And it's good news that we get Fellaini. Looks like he's going to sign a new deal. Herrera's going to sign a new deal. So it's very, very good. But we know Jose Mourinho still needs to invest in the January transfer window. We still need a winger, as I did say. And he may go for another player or two in the January transfer window as well. And Griezmann would be absolutely fantastic. It would be fantastic, alongside Lukaku, Ibrahimovic, Martial, Rashford. It'd be fantastic to get Griezmann in the team. Very, very good to get him in the team. And Mourinho did well in his first debut season. Got the Europa League, the League Cup. So overall, since he's come at United, he's spent about 300 million. About 300, or is it a bit more? Over the 2 transfer windows, Mourinho's been at Manchester United. So we'll see, because we've struggled in the previous windows, before, Moyes, got Fellaini, didn't we? I think we got Mata as well. But I think Mata's made progression since he's arrived from Chelsea. He's done very, very well. He does operate on the right well as well. He can operate in the number 10 role well as well, can Mata. And Van Gaal did buy a lot of average players as well, didn't he? He bought a lot of average players, but I think we're starting to see the old Man United now, as we used to see in the Fergie days, and we've actually scored 9 times in the last quarter of an hour of the. We scored 9 goals in the last 15 minutes of games this season, which is doesn't matter to me. Still very, very impressive, but you can just see the confidence now and the momentum in the team. You know, we're just looking more clinical this season as we wasn't last season, but we're looking more energetic, we're organised, you know, and we're just being more clinical now, you know, and it's very, very good. So, but it's too early to say for the title. You know, I think it's going to be between City and United. You know, the way City and United are playing. City haven't won the league since, is it 2015, if I can remember rightly. I might remember, or is it 2014? I can't remember. And we haven't won it since 2013. You could say that year, Robin van Persie that year was just absolutely phenomenal. I think he scored 30 goals last season for Manchester United. You know, with the success of Man United, I still, you know, we don't like talking about history, but I love to talk about history, you know. Under the Fergie days, you know, nearly there, 3 decades, you know. They were fantastic, you know, manager 13 Premier Leagues with us, I think won 11 FA Cups with us, 5 League Cups with us, you know, 2 Champions Leagues with us as well. Just one of the most, he was just one of the most successful managers, you know, in world football with Sir Alex Ferguson. It's going to be hard for any manager, even though we've got Mourinho now, it's going to be hard for any manager to achieve what Fergie did. So, but I still think Mourinho's going to do a very, very good job. You know, he's got a fantastic pedigree as Jose Mourinho. And considering, you know, we know it hasn't been the same since the Fergie days, you know, but considering he has still the most successful team in English football, but I think now it's changed now under Mourinho, and we are looking very, very confident, sharp, and I think we can do it this year. I do really think we can get the league this year. I think there's a possibility we can do it this year. Too early to say, but I think we are going to do it this year. I think the lowest we will finish this year if we don't win the league is second. That is actually my prediction. So we'll see. I'm just going to have a look to see if there's any more news I can update you guys on, because I just love doing this YouTube channel, you know, to talk about. I love to talk about football with you guys. I love to, you know, my team's Manchester United, as you should all know by now, as long as I've been on this channel. But I love to talk about football. I love to discuss, you know, with the transfer rumours of what's going on, you know, around the press and stuff. And I love discussing with you guys about this. And, you know, I always do my reviews on matches, you know, after Man United games. I do my previews, as you've seen on a regular basis. But I just basically, you know, if you do consider subscribing to the channel, I'm not forcing you to or asking you to, which I have done in my previous videos, but if you do consider it, just press that subscribe button or even drop a like on the video. I would actually appreciate that. But yeah, I've been doing this channel now, I think it must be about 5 months now, at least 6 months. And I've hit now over 500 videos, and yeah, very, very good. You can't say in space 5-6 months hitting over 500 videos is pretty impressive, you know. So yeah, but you know, I'm basically you people that watch me, you know, after I've been it live, you know, it's Charlie Davenport is my full name, and you should know me now. You know, I've been on for quite a bit now, you know, and I'm basically on every day, you know. I upload at least 2-3 videos a day, you know, to update you what's going on in the football news. And if you do consider it, as I said, you don't have to just press that subscribe button, as I said. But yes, we're going back to the video about Lucas Moura from PSG. Arsenal apparently were one of Arsenal's targets for the January transfer window. So Arsenal, for me, are going to get another couple of players in the window, because Arsenal need that. Because Jack Wilshere could still go, as I said. Kieran Gibbs has gone. Who else? Kieran Gibbs, Gabriel. So Arsenal need to Chamberlain. They need to find replacements for them players to Arsenal. And Arsenal fans will be on Wenger's back. You know, they'll want him to spend some money, considering he's been at Arsenal for over 2 decades now, isn't it? Wenger's been at Arsenal, you know. He went years without winning a trophy, though, didn't he? So, So yes, guys, there's nothing much really more to update. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching again as always. Thank you for watching again as always. If you do consider subscribe to the channel, if you do consider even drop a like on the video. Um, my channel is if you do watch, my channel is Red Devil 2017 right now. So just search that up if you don't know who I am, and you will find me on this channel. So drop your comments, likes below on the channel, subscribe to my channel if you do consider it, as I said, and take it easy, and I will see you on my next live stream. Bye.